My advice for girls is go for whatever you enjoy doing, break the stereotype, so to speak, and do engineering. I'm very happy I went down this career path. Deep Ocean are an offshore subsea construction engineering company. We analyse the subsea soil conditions to pick the best trenching equipment to bury the cable or pipeline. The prospects for a girl is just the same as a man in this oil and gas industry. As long as you work hard, the outputs you should equal your input. I enjoyed geography at school. I really liked my geography teacher. He was a brilliant teacher and very enthusiastic about the subject, which helps. My mum was very supporting of all my career choice, very supporting. Being a girl in this industry, we are few and far between, but it's always growing. There's always going to be a new girl. There's no restrictions purely because I'm a girl. I don't think girls bring special skills. I feel people bring special skills. You have a different view of things, therefore a more varied input into engineering.
I always wanted to do something where I was working with my hands, something like, instead of just sitting down all the time. I wanted to do something that was different every day. I'm in my second year of a process technician apprenticeship at TTE. My apprenticeship's for 4 years, and I'm hoping for the next 2 years to go on to do my HNC at Redcar and Cleveland College. I like to work on classic cars, and I do a lot of work, like mechanical work at home and stuff. I'm currently driving an old Volkswagen Beetle, and I've spent 2 years fixing it up at home in the garage.
Being a girl in the chemical industry can sometimes maybe seem daunting because there seems to be a very male dominant, but it's quite great fun, and there's more women out in this industry than you probably realise, and it's not something to shy away from. In my role, I look at optimising the process on the plant, and this involves looking at how the plant conditions are, making sure we're running to normal operating conditions. I think women have a different way of thinking, which give a different way of looking at a problem to apply to the job, and mixing with the male and getting the link between the two, it would be quite important to get to the solution.
Girls do get a better chance in construction as there is less girls that do construction. I think more girls don't do construction because it's something more boys would do. Girls would be more expected to go into things like hair and beauty. My mum was more supportive when I took construction, but my dad did say when I did take it that he would have expected me to do something more like a girl would stereotypically do, like hair and beauty. He just thinks that it's a waste of time because I'm a girl doing it.
Doing some of the hands-on work in the lab, developing new products, but I also have to manage and work with my colleagues, which include research and development scientists and technicians. When I was trying to get a job, it was the role I was more interested in was getting a job actually in a work in a laboratory, and that's when I was interested in biological science, which took us to Heart Biologicals. My people skills, I've always been a good people person. Going back from being at school, say for example, on like swimming team, netball teams, doing lots of teamwork, obviously that's important. I was always good to communicate, I always liked to talk, but I think something I've acquired here isn't, especially now doing the management role, isn't take more responsibility, maybe it's not just for myself, but for other members of the team as well.
If I look back 3.5 years ago when I started here, I could barely speak in front of a group of people. Now I do it on a day-to-day basis and I really enjoy it. And I just think it's helped me as a person be more confident. My people skills have got a lot better. Now I just look and think I've changed so much and it's brilliant.
The best thing about my job is it's just so fast-paced, enjoyable, and it changes every day, so you're never ever bored of what you're doing. Logistics, a lot of people just assume it's a man in a truck, but from looking behind me, there's a lot more that goes on than just the guy sat in the truck.
It's my job role to ensure that the servers and also the infrastructure within radiology is working on a day-to-day basis. There's often different situations to deal with, and there's a lot of problem solving and thinking on your feet. And also I think it's important to remember within the NHS there's lots of opportunities for personal development and to gain further qualifications and knowledge.
I'm actually a modernisation lead in the council, which means that I deal with a lot of strategic elements of health and social care. It's about planning, it's about making sure that models work, that the way everything operates is the best, so that the people on the front line, like the social workers and the carers, can do their job more effectively. I studied at Durham University, where I did anthropology as a degree, and then I went on to do an MSc in medical anthropology, still at Durham. I chose medical anthropology because out of all the bits of anthropology, it was the health and the social elements of health that really interested me, particularly things like health inequalities, which has really led me onto the work I do today.
I currently work for NIFCO UK. We currently produce injection moulded parts for the automotive industries.
I always loved product design because it was just an understanding of how things work, the processes involved in developing and designing new products, and products to help people, and products to fill needs and gaps in the market. NIFCO UK have put me onto project engineering, which is where I'm running a few projects for Jaguar Land Rover. I always love to understand how things work. When driving down the motorway, I was always inquisitive as to what things were and why they were the way they were, and if anybody did anything for me, I always wanted to know how it was done, so in the future I could do it for myself.
Heart Factory is a community interest company. We're an arts development organisation. We aim to ignite the spirit of creativity and innovation within the heart of the community by providing a wide variety of different types of workshops, events and festivals. I realised that I was really passionate about delivering projects that were really going towards helping people and making a difference, but using creative activities in a way that it's not always thought of. So I decided that I would maybe look at how I could potentially make this into a living. If I can do it, anybody can. It's hard work, but it's very rewarding. I never in a million years thought I would be able to be a managing director of my own company at school.
As a child, I wanted to be a PE teacher.
I want to be a policewoman, I want to be a hairdresser.
I wanted to be a masseuse when I was 16.
When I was in primary school, I didn't think this was the type of thing I'd be doing. I expected to be a princess.